Hi everyone, this is me, Morgan Bree and Birch, reporting for Kids First, age 12, and we are going to have a fantastic time today because we are going to interview the people from Hearing is Believing, such as Lorenzo Di Stefano and also Rachel Flowers, who is visually impaired as well as an inspiration to us all because she is pitch perfect. We are also going to be interviewing her mother, who is Jeannie Flowers. So come on, let's go and see what they have in store. What are we waiting for? I'm super excited, so let's go! I'm here with the wonderful Rachel Flowers, Lorenzo Di Stefano, and also Jeannie Flowers. So let's talk about Hearing is Believing, your film. So how old are you? Let's begin off with that question.
23.
And what other instruments do you play?
Flute, guitar, singing, saxophone, bass, ukulele.
Wow, so you play a huge variety.
Yeah.
And what's it like being able to play all those instruments, and which one do you enjoy the most?
It sort of depends on what I feel like. A lot of times if it's composition or whatever, it could be the piano for the most part. But I also love the guitar as well, and then flute, of course, and lots of stuff.
So I know that you were her mother, Miss Jeannie Flowers. So what's it like being the mother of such an awe-inspiring young lady? Because she is an inspirer to so many beautiful young ladies out there and children as well.
You know, I never really looked at it quite like that. It's just she's my kid. So I've always tried to encourage her and to see where her strengths were, which for her was easy. And it just kind of came on gradually that I realized, you know, that people see what she does and they look up to her. I get messages all the time now through YouTube and Facebook, and musicians who say, oh, I had quit playing and then I saw Rachel playing this piece and now I've started playing it again. And it's, you know, it's just been a process for me of always encouraging her to do her best and giving her the support she needs to do that, making sure she had the education she needed to do it, and, you know, resources.
Wow, you are one fantastic mother. That you really do owe her a lot of Mother's Day gifts. You are one fantastic daughter as well.
I give her a lot of hugs.
That's good. That's actually fantastic. I give my mother a lot of hugs. So, you know what, kids? Remember that. Give your mother hugs.
I love my mom.
Yes, of course you do. I love my mom as well. We all gotta love our moms.
Yeah, I wrote a song for her too, so I played it for her and she loves it.
Oh, can you sing a little piece of that for us?
I think of being with you and knowing what to do, searching for answers to go with the questions that's on my mind. It's a lot easier when there's the backing instruments, but...
No, that was actually really beautiful.
Thanks.
That warmed my heart. So, speaking about which, let's turn the corners over to you. Okay. So, what was it like being able to... How did you actually meet the one and only Rachel Flowers? And what was your experience like when you got to first meet her?
Yeah, well, it was a club in Ventura, where I live, and they live in Oxnard, so we're very close by geographically. And it was pretty clear from the beginning, this was 3.5 years ago, that this was a special young woman with a special, I didn't know the family story yet, you know, but that came later. But I'd made a couple of music films before and wasn't really planning on doing another one, but something up there said, you better do this because it's going to be special, and they're special. And so we did, and I pulled together some filmmaker friends, camera people, and we didn't have any money at that time. We later raised enough to finish the film. But it was an act of faith, like your audience, your kid audience needs to follow their instincts, you know, whether the business tells you it's not going to be commercial or any of those things, because you have a lot of young filmmakers, right, yourself. And so you have to keep going despite what the world is paying attention or not, you know. But now they're paying attention, and it's because we began thing, you know. If we hadn't begun it because we were afraid or unsure, you can't really do that, you know.
It's pretty exciting.
Definitely, it is very exciting.
Yeah.
So how long did it actually take to film this with the editing process and also all the other processes it took?
Well, I figured it'd be about 4 years, having done these before and how long those took. And that's pretty good, considering how long. I've got some projects that I won't tell you how, like 4 times your age practically, that I've been working on these things. But this one came together. There was a lot of support, and Rachel had a pretty good fan base already. Some people sent us, $10 and $25. It was touching, and it all went to, whether it was lunch or gas or videotape or whatever. But it grew in our hands, like almost you plant something, a seed. It's a sort of an analogy. It's a little cliche, but it grows. You water it, you care for it, and it'll grow on you. And that's what happened with this. So it was 53 days of filming over a 2-year period. So, we filmed not every day, but 53 days is a long time. Almost 400 hours worth of stuff, editing for a year, and then clearing the music rights, getting a distributor, on and on. But it all happened in a sort of way which led us to believe it was going to happen.
What was the experience like when filming for you? Because you must have been like, oh my gosh, my daughter was chosen. And so what did you feel like when you actually got to learn about this?
Well, when it started to happen, we had been approached by a few other filmmakers who talked about, doing a film about her. And for one reason or another, it never really happened. And when we met Lorenzo, it just felt like I thought the time was right.
Definitely. I can definitely understand that because you have a fantastic story and it's actually terrific. It's crazy and that's magnificent. And speaking of your story, when did you actually first learn that you could play the piano and when did you actually really have the connection with music?
I just remember like hearing Moonlight Sonata and Für Elise by Beethoven and trying to copy that on the keyboard, and with my small hands I couldn't reach all the keys yet to play those, but now I could play them, of course. But and then playing my mom's music, if it was something I heard on the radio or something I heard on some CD or theme from a TV show.
You actually have listened to quite a lot over the years, and I know that you actually have played with quite a few musicians. So who was one of your favorite musicians to play with?
Dweezil Zappa.
Oh wow! So you played with Dweezil Zappa.
Yeah.
What was that like, and what did you enjoy about it the most?
I don't remember. It was just pretty exciting to be playing some of Frank Zappa's music with people that really know the songs and that study the songs with close of the structure like the original. Playing in his band was pretty cool. Another one that I enjoyed playing with was Arturo Sandoval, trumpet player. Playing piano with him was a lot of fun.
Drew you to this because I knew that you actually, on your IMDb page, when I looked it up, you had actually quit doing producing and directing for a bit.
IMDb, you can tell how long in between films he had been. Well, I was a film editor in Hollywood. You probably saw that, where I worked for other people, telling other people's stories, So that accounts for some of the gaps. Some of them is also raising money and all that. But I don't know, it was an instinct, you get that after a while. There are challenges and Rachel's blindness but that wasn't an inconsequential situation, but they grew out of it. I admired that, and I think that was something I wanted to convey to other people, that you, like Jeannie says, you can make it work.
So definitely, what is one of the things that you noticed that was in particular about her when you actually first held her in your hands? Because being a mother, you have so many experiences with your daughter, and you gotta have like a huge thing. You have to have a huge connection. So what was that like, being able to go through all the years with her, and you knew the connection with music that she had, and you had to go through the surgeries with her, and you had to go through the experiences with her as well? What were some of the difficulties and challenges along the way?
Oh boy. Well, I have to say, her being born early was such a difficult time. It was the hardest. The first year of her life was the hardest year of my life. But the first time I got to hold her, I didn't even get to hold her in my arms until she was, God, 4 weeks old. She had been in a isolette up until I'd been able to touch her and put my hand on her, but I was finally able to hold her. And the moment that I held her, it was like, oh, this is what love feels like. That's when I knew what love feels like. And we've always had a very close connection. We hug continually. Yeah. And, her brother is the same way. And we just always have been very closely connected. We sing together. She's helping me make my album. I've been supportive. I can't play her music because she's so much better than me, but I've been supportive of her and working on her music. And it is fun. Yeah. And, and I do what I can to move things along for her. But I just feel it's a close connection. I just feel very connected with her, and I think she feels the same.
So how many countries have you been to? Because So how many other countries have you been to? And that's actually, let me know.
How many countries?
Or like, what, can you name any specific?
At the end of last year, I went to Havana, Cuba for I don't remember how long.
It was the Havana Jazz Festival. They invited Rachel to come play. We were there for 10 days. And the people heard about it, other musicians, and she couldn't get away. They all wanted to play with her. It was a great experience, huh?
It was fun, yeah.
A whole other world,
Yeah, different environment. Pretty wild. It's very different. The sidewalks, I had to use my cane a lot. They were really crackly sidewalks. They weren't smooth like here. The people mainly spoke Spanish, not many English speakers. But when it came to playing music, it was just instant language, like the music. That was like, because I love Cuban music, and it was just really cool to be playing with people from there.
So what's it like being pitch perfect? Because it's actually fantastic that you can actually hear any note and you can play it back in such a harmony. So do you enjoy that gift?
Mm-hmm. It's sometimes it's fun, and other times it's kind of tricky. But the part that I like about it is it's being I can't get the words.
Something you've relied on, right?
Yeah.
For a long time. It's hard to talk about it. So it's like walking. How do you walk? So natural.
Yeah, I had to remind her many times, Rachel, not everyone has perfect pitch. We don't know that that's in B flat. Because she would get irritated with me. Mom, don't you know? But it's just something that for her, it's like breathing. It's just always been there.
Or other times sometimes I might hear something and the pitches might not be exactly there, but I sort of know what they're going for, the style that they're going for.
Well, that is crazy. That would be fantastic to live a day in that world.
Yeah.
I kind of want to know what your mindset is now. I kind of want to live that.
Yeah. So
hopefully the movie helps you get there. Sorry, go ahead.
One of my friends, who is one of my big fans too, he sends me these songs and even cover tunes, but the ideas that he has, some of the ideas, like some of the singing isn't really there, or the pitches are a little off, really not there, but I'm imagining it sort of what he's sort of hearing in his head, almost like, okay, this is definite. Okay, this part he's hearing like a dream theater. Okay, James LaBrie vocal. Okay, this part is more, I'm thinking of like Al Jarreau or Stevie Wonder mixture kind of a thing. So I'm sort of hearing it, sort of imagining, I'm hearing it in my head with sort of the sound that that person's going for, kind of a thing. So I'm always studying different musicians or different artists based on, or something that's sort of close to it. I go, okay, I know what sound they're going for. They're going for this. Yeah. So, like, no, like, okay, what is that? So okay, so I try to go past that and go, okay, I'm guessing it's going. What I'm trying to imagine is like, no, or something like that, or whatever,
It's called producing.
Yeah, the producing
side.
Wow, I had no idea that Rachel Flowers has so much compassion for her music, and she is absolutely fascinating and a wonderful inspiration to us all. Jeannie Flowers, her mother, is absolutely a magnificent inspiration to mothers out there as well. And Lorenzo Di Stefano, I'm really proud of him, and I'm really happy that he is able to fund the wonderful Rachel Flowers and tell her story to the world. This is me, Morgan Brian Birch, signing out on Kids First, where we tell your kids what they should be watching by real kids, not adults. Bye-bye! And make sure to check out Hearing is Believing.